common question for me to be asked, who's my role model? And my role model genuinely is Lori Harvey. I'm sorry, but she just reminded me of that. Like when I saw the news today, like she has this fine guy and he still had to go. She messed with the father and the son. Future over here, who's the toxic king, even did dirty by her. And I aspire to have her level of finesse. Like, I just always think of situations like, how would Lori Harvey move? She's always like on to the next, and she always finds a better guy. And I'm excited to see who she's gonna pick now. And when I'm dealing with these guys, I always just think, Lori Harvey always finds a better guy, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do, and I do.
Bitch, you're sugar-free at Crash Dummy. I ain't the smartest motherfucker in the world, but you're just another bitch that need gas money. And this is some news you can use. Bitch, a million motherfuckers wanna be in my shoes. Bitch, I'm a legend in these streets. The better kind. How many of y'all niggas know where y'all bitch at right now? Never mind. Believe everything that bitch tell you, huh? Don't lie to splurge. Boyfriend, pimpin', nigga, shit, what is it? Mine or hers? Mobe then. Your average nigga break his neck to go to your house. Have I ever been there? Okay then. What I'ma give a bitch a pass for? Spent all that time in school and got a job that ain't got nothing to do with you with your class for. Here goes some real sugar-free toughener. If the bitch got a gang of play cousins and play brothers, they fucking her. Sugar-free to pee. Look like the game hurt. If the bitch got 2 or 3 phones, she either a hoe or a brain surgeon. How to write the book, motherfucker. I just read what was in the motherfucker.
On a more positive note, what make you feel powerful, like when dating?
Not compromising my values and like my standards and my requirements.
Yeah.
I think it just also depends too, like where you guys are at in that stage of the relationship, because sometimes like you gotta just make sure you're giving it to the right person. I think that that's important, because it's like when you start giving it to the wrong person, it's gonna like drain you.
But then when you know it's the right person, because everybody have on a mask in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. So like overall, like what stage of dating do you feel like you start seeing people's true colors? Blocking your blessings. What if you, see that's the thing, we talk about like following us, following our heart, following that feeling, but at the same time have a whole bunch of requirements on what a person should be. So how do we know like which ones are like, am I being too harsh or am I being...
Well, I think like there's some superficial requirements that like, okay, we can kind of, you can cut down on those. You can compromise on some of those, because it's like, okay, that's not really important. If it's somebody who's genuinely like a really good person, they care about you, they have your best interests at heart, then I feel like, okay, we can compromise on some of those things. But I think like, as long as you're not compromising on like your core values and beliefs and like...
That's it. That's it.
Me, I was, I'm in my front yard. I was doing some yard work, but, you know, I wanted to be doing something useful when I made this commentary, you know, because I'm going to be commenting on Lori Harvey in the interview she had with Tiana Taylor, where she talked about red flags post relationship with Michael B. Jordan. You know, I don't know what the purpose of asking her such a question was when she is a living red flag. She is the worst. She embodies the worst qualities of women, at least mostly. You know, I would say a good over 80%. She embodies the worst qualities of Western women today and shit. You know, I have to make that distinction, especially in our ethnic community, because she's basically a black American princess, right? What is she a princess of? I don't know. Maybe she's Crimson Cure says, maybe she's a princess of the lost value system and shit, you know, if nothing else. All we've ever seen her do was ride the arms of celebrities, you know, various great letter grades. All we ever seen her do was fuck around in front of the world, just fuck around. Just be out there, that bitch, you know. Maybe she's a princess of the streets, you know. But for her to comment, I'm no big Michael B. Jordan fan, okay? No big Michael B. Jordan fan. You know, just to be clear, I'm an advocate for I'm an advocate for men's rights, you know. Sometimes I would say I'm a misogynist and whatnot. How could you not be if you're a member of our ethnic community and shit, what we're looking at, what has become of our female contingent here in the United States of America, 3Ks inset. And I know some people are tired of hearing me refer to America in that manner, but like I say again, how else could I refer to it and shit, you know? And when we look at Lori Harvey, you know, she isn't even like, you know, physically speaking, she's not top quality. You know, she's like right in the middle, but like simp culture has elevated her to the 9th degree, spearheaded, you know, the head of the spear would be her own fucking father, who didn't teach her nothing, you know. And he suffered her mother, who was even worse of a, you know, like a street slur, you know. Like I can call her a femme fatale and shit when she got the bag and shit after, you know, in her, you know, middle ages and shit. She was with, you know, guys for money and shit beforehand. And that's what she taught her daughter, to be like a piece of shit. You know, it's oxymoron to ask Lori Harvey any kind of question about relationships when she's, you know, a typhoid Mary and shit of everything that's wrong in the black community. All right? Michael B. Jordan went out and got himself a black woman and shit, wanted to marry her, you know. You know, it wasn't no fucking publicity stunt. Why would he fucking want to marry her? He got tons of women from other communities dying for him and shit, you know, dying to open their legs for him and shit. Why would he have to settle for, you know, a chick that's basically a LA 5, a Los Angeles 5, I tell you, you know, with no enhancements. Not that she needs any, you know. I don't really see anything wrong with her visually, but like mentally, like when, you know, you look at her spiritually and shit, she's covered in filth, right? She's covered in filth. And that's the filth of all her prior relationships and what she brings to the table, you know, karmically and shit. You know, you can't be with somebody like her and shit and expect things to, you know, go smoothly. That's what Michael B. Jordan learned. She was there to test him. She was a spiritual test and shit, which, you know, he failed when he asked her to marry him. And I think he knows that now. And I think black women should give him a pass if you see him with any women from any other community and shit. I don't want to say Becky because I want to trigger any of you. You have an unnatural, irrational hatred of Becky, but not like the, you know, Chad and shit. You know, you don't hate as a whole. You only hate like a contingent. It's the same discourtesy you extend to the men of our community. All right, it's the same discourtesy. You guys can't do anything in wholes. You don't do it in halves and shit. You dislike, you know, a good majority. You dislike black men for whatever reason or another, and you extend the same courtesy to them white women and shit. You know, rightfully so. But you don't extend that courtesy to Chad and shit. You're looking at him to save you. You know, I want to see Lori Harvey, quite honestly, with Jack Harlow and shit. I think it's time she started spreading her filth to other ethnic communities and shit. I think, you know, I don't know when her time is going to be up over here in the slave quarters and shit, but it can't come too soon and shit. You know, I've prayed for years for a father to fall off and shit. Like, you know, just get out of the public eye. I'm tired of looking at him. He makes me sick. All right, he makes me sick. In the old days, you would tar and feather a guy like this, you know, who was problematic to us as a whole, as an ethnic community. And now we have his daughter, you know, his adopted, his stepdaughter. It's not even his fucking real daughter. You know, he let her come up in his house with these values and shit. He let his slutty mother come in. Even when he bought her mother, when he purchased her mother with his wealth, he didn't establish any ground rules. He didn't say, now I'm buying you, bitch. You're my property, and this is how things are going to go. He didn't establish any of that because he's not a man. He's a male, and she's a big doorknob head motherfucking beta male. And now we have the legacy of his failure as a step-parent and shit, and an endorsement for why men should make better choices and shit, not get with some woman that has kids already and shit for the most part. You know, problematic women. I'm not saying straight women that, you know, okay women that have kids and shit, but I wouldn't advise against it as a whole. You have to protect yourself, protect your legacy, protect your spirit, like it's your dearest property. Is everything you are shit, you know. The woman, you put your seed in the woman, you know, the tree comes from her. Don't raise a fucked up, gnarly, you know, tree from a diseased womb like Lori Harvey. And I want to say that, you know, all of the women out there who think she's winning, You know, wait like about like between 2 to 5 years, and we'll see if she's winning or not. You know, maybe she'll be in some kind of sham marriage by then, or still slutting it out and shit. You know, on the streets and shit. At which point, you know, I don't give a fuck. You know, I'm much older than you people. But yeah, you want to be like Lori Harvey and shit. You know, I would tell you to get you know, a free pass. You know, all you can abort pass at the free clinic. But you know, they repeal Roe versus Wade and shit to, you know, the dominant wants to bring up their numbers by any means necessary and shit. You sisters are collateral damage and shit unless you get with the program. Use some common sense and contraceptives and shit, okay? All right? That's not my fucking fight. That's your fight, ladies. Because you arbitrarily make decisions that change men's life once you open your legs. Okay? I'm not talking about just abstinence and everything, but I'm talking about who you lay down with, who you decide to give children to, you know, formally, you know. And a lot of you too, you know, it's been decades of, you know, very good birth control that you guys refuse to use. And you talk about like, you blame it on a man. Oh, the man laid down with me and fuck me. You know, I know somebody could put a dynamite in my fucking peace sleeve and shit. I'm gonna do the best not to make that happen and shit. You know, you think you would protect your sex. You know, you think you would protect your fucking peace sleeve with your life and shit. You know, and save it. You know, even if you're gonna be out there whoring around it, you know, having what's left of the vestiges of a hot girl summer, you think you would, you know, had a wherewithal to get some decent fucking birth control, you know, the patch, you know, female condoms and male condoms and shit and all that crap. The first female that I ever, you know, had sex with, she would employ a sponge as well as a condom and injectables and shit, you know. That's what she would do. I'm going to tell you how that turned out, by the way. It's my fucking personal business. But Lori Harvey put hers on the street and shit, and because of that, you guys think she's winning, okay? You think she's winning. She's not winning this shit, okay? And like I said, 2 to 5 year metric and shit, we'll all see what we're working with, okay? She'll either be in a sham marriage or she'll be fucked off. She'll be well on her way becoming the next Vivica A. Fox. This message has been paid for by the Dusties. Yes, the niggas you love to hate.